Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the United States of America. Happy 2023, guys. We are super fired up on tonight's call. Some important announcements that we got ready to go. Before we do that, I'm going to pause the recording because it's something very important that we got to do. Okay, give me 1 second here. To you,
It's
happy birthday, dear
Andres.
Andres.
Happy
Happy birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Whoa. Can you do it in
That's
Spanish now,
okay.
please?
It's Andres's birthday, honey.
Thank you,
Happy
thank you, thank
happy
you.
birthday, brother. Many blessings to you. And this is gonna be your year, man. Let's get things going, man. That's awesome. Super excited. All right, guys. We have a couple of I'm going to just give you some key announcements, and then I'm going to turn it over because again, we are going to start doing 30-minute calls. One of the big announcements. I'm going to try to, anyways, and that's why Valerie's going to take over the calls, and I'm going to shut my big head up because I can talk for 3-4 hours, so we're gonna do this correctly. But tonight I wanted to just come back to basics, right? Let me share the screen here. Share. Can you guys see the screen here? The house. When Vince Lombardi, who was like the coach of coaches, right, in football, for those of you guys follow football, he's like the father of American football. The actual Super Bowl trophy is named after him. That's how important he is in the business, right? When he started a game, he would come back to fundamentals. He would open up the team locker room meeting with a football in his hand and would say, "This is a football," right? And sometimes we got to do that. We got to go back to basics. We got to go to fundamentals. Valerie and I have had a lot of conversations. I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of you, and I've had a lot of conversations with my mentors. 2023 was a very, 2022 was a very powerful year. We learned a lot. We learned a lot about ourselves. We learned a lot about a lot of different things. But in the translations, it was lost. Things were lost in translation, right? Meaning we got excited about certain products and we got derailed from other products and so on and so forth. But this is a football, right? And what I'm excited to share with you guys tonight is this. Going back to fundamentals, we started out, we were birthed with a concept that we were going to be a powerhouse for each and every agent that comes and joins our ranks. We wanted to empower you so that when you're with a client, you had every tool in your arsenal to make sure that that family was properly protected. And today we delivered. I'm excited to announce that because we've been working on all different aspects, little by little, adding one piece at a time and going after it, teaching you guys, bringing out leadership, right? And tonight we delivered. I'm going to show you guys in a second here a drawing. Let me get that. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. So the first part is, Amber and her team and Andres, who's been part of our creative team, they developed this house, right? And the house was basically what was in my head and how we were going to package it so we can deliver the message. Let me go through the fundamentals of what we do. Step 1A, guys, 1A, the foundation. And that's what we're going to go back to today. That's what we're going to go back to in a big way. Because I don't care. I was going to say something. I've been hanging out with Miami people all day, so I gotta be careful of how I say things. And the Georgia game last night had me cussing left and right, man. It was so exciting, right? But I don't care how beautiful the investment package looks like. I don't care how defined and illustrated the college plan for the kids with an IUL or the retirement account and all the other stuff that we do. If you don't do 1A, if you don't lay the foundation correctly and that client dies tomorrow, you failed that family miserably. You failed that family miserably. And I'm going to get even more personal with you guys. And I'm going to get personal because I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking necessarily at anybody. I'm talking to myself. I'm a punk. Because there's people on my phone that I haven't reached out to yet that do not have life insurance. People in my phone that are my friends, that I think that are my friends, that I know their family, I know their kids, that I know their spouse, that I know them intimately, and I haven't wrote them a policy. And God forbid they pass away next week. God forbid they pass away next week. Now, you guys have been with me long enough, some of you guys, and you guys have been with me when I've gotten the call, right? When Ricky's wife called me last year, hey, he passed, right? I get goosebumps thinking about it. And there's no better feeling in this profession than to say, I got you. Than to say to the widow, give me a few minutes, let me make some phone calls. I need you to gather the birth certificate, the death certificate, I need you to gather some documentation, but I got you. This is a football. The fundamentals of this game is to build the house correctly. And part of that house, or the foundation of that house, is term with living benefits. And I want to emphasize that with living benefits, guys, because that was the straw that broke the camel's back, right? We were representing another company, and Ricky calls me, and he says, "Bro, I got stage 4 cancer, right? I got stage 4 cancer. You told me that there's, I could get some of this money in the terminal illness rider and blah, blah, blah." I said, "Of course, man, I got you." We put everything together. And that company that we were with, right, which is Primerica, and I'm going to call it by name because you got to call a spade, right? They punked my friend, Ricky McMurray. Ricky did not receive because he had more than 12 months to live, according to the doctor. He died 4 or 5 months later, right? I call him back. I'll say, "Ricky, I got good news and bad news, bro. Bad news is I can't get you no money right now. I can't get you no living benefits." And that's why Valerie became a fiend, a monster underwriter, and understands these products like no other, right? And we went out to search for the best product in the industry that we would never have to have that conversation again. We truly have living benefits with our products, right? I want to talk about that tonight. So I called Ricky, like, "Bro, I got bad news, good news. Bad news, I can't get you no money. Good news is that when you do pass, we're going to get Lee, your wife, his wife, a $500,000 check." And we did, and we delivered. And again, there was that day that call came in, Ricky passed. And I said, "I got you." Because I did my job. But how many times have we heard that call? How many times have we gone to church? "Hey, we're having a fundraiser. We're having spaghetti dinner on Tuesday to raise some funds for such and such family," right? I'm getting personal, guys, because this is personal. Guys, what we do, I mean, we're gonna have some fun and games this year. And I know I'm gonna bring this out of the darkness, right? But I gotta go here. I gotta go here because I gotta explain to you guys how important this is, right? We're developing lead system. We're developing marketing. We're developing all that stuff. But right now on your phone, there's people that you know their spouse, that you know their kids, right? That you know them, they know you, and you haven't done your job. And it's just a matter of time, guys, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Here's the dark. I'm gonna get out of the dark for us, but every person on your phone has an expiration date on this rock. And it's your job to make sure that family is taken care of when their number is called. This is a football. Fundamentals, the fundamentals. Living benefits, term insurance with living benefits. Everybody on your phone that you say is your friend, that you say is your family, that you say that you love and care about them, need to get a call from you and need to put a plan in place to protect their family with one A. Am I clear? Is the message loud and clear how we're opening 2023? Right? Now we get excited about the other products, and we have great products. 1B, right? The roof, Legal Shield. We have an amazing product. We put wheels in place. We put all the other stuff in place. We got health insurance. Some of you guys killed it, right? Right now we have Sahid as our number one producer, close to 500 if he hasn't crossed 500 or 500 and change clients, right? Killing the game, the ACA, just killing the ACA game, right? We have tax-free retirement programs and wealth management, and I'm going to turn off the filter because I want to share with you guys this. Let's see here. Let me turn off this filter here. So choose virtual backgrounds. Okay. Can you guys see this? You guys can see this? So y'all know that me and the whiteboard, right? That's how I build this business, right? I've built massive organization with the whiteboard. Me and whiteboard and markers, right? We can go ham on this. But this is huge because we wrote this out and my daughter came and painted it in. And today I'm announcing something very important on this call. This is now a reality. I'm going to share with you guys the two things that are coming in 2023, not in the future, like QT1, like in the next couple of hours. Number one, y'all see the big blue sky or the big blue sea? We're not going overseas. Powerhouse Financial, you guys that believed in us, you guys that stuck with us, we're bringing in Alina Garcia Barbon, who's on this call tonight, and a huge team of next level products that are going to revolutionize the industry. The two biggest things that I'm excited about in that part, in the international arena, is number one is that we're the only IMO in the United States of America that is going to build a huge army, particularly with a full suite of products, right? Because in the international, we're going to have life, we have health, we have kidnap and ransom, we have travel insurance, right? And I'm not going to steal her thunder, right? She's going to come on next week, and we're going to have a full-blown conversation on that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm not going to get political, but I'm going to tell you guys the truth, because I always tell you guys the truth. The United States southern border has had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people come over the past 2 years in particular. But before that, there was people coming over as well. And Mark Terpstra in Michigan and Mark Molinax in Georgia and everywhere corner of America, there's people that are here from other countries. And they're not all riffraff. Unlike the media wants us to believe, right? They're not all criminals. They're not all like wetbacks and whatever, right? These are people that they came to this country looking for opportunity, but possibly cannot get a license because of their immigratory status. But guess what? They know people back home. They know people in Honduras. They know people in Colombia. They know people in Venezuela. They know people in Argentina. They know people in Brazil. So now your network is not just built in your backyard. We truly have a global presence. And as we expand this division, I'm more excited about this division. And Jonathan Bunch, guys, he was like peeing on himself today, right? As we were having this conversation, he was like a little wet puppy. Because we built this correctly. And I've told you guys this for years, but I'm now delivering. The sun, it'll get to a point. Listen to what I'm saying tonight. This is being recorded, and I want you to write this down and think about this and remember this moment in history. If you build it correctly, Fabian, I'm looking at you, right? Our master builder and master recruiter, right? If you build it correctly, there will come a day that the sun will never set on your business. Did you hear what I just said? Those are words that you need to write down, and you need to put the time and date of the moment that you heard me say this. There will come a moment where the sun will not set on your business. When your East Coast United States team is getting ready to go to sleep, right? Your Hawaii team is opening, your Asian team is starting, your Indian team is going, your African team is doing, your European team is going. And by the time the European team gets ready to shut it down for the day, your East Coast team, your Brazil team, your Argentina team, and I'm not talking about the future, folks. I'm not talking about 2027, 2030. I'm talking about in 2023. Coming soon to a theater near you. We're like the mighty acorn, guys. We're looking probably peanut right now, right? Art Williams just come into the meeting and say, the company may shut down next week. I'm going to sit here and look every one of you guys in the face without a shadow of a doubt. This company will not shut down next week. This company will not shut down next week. We are the mighty acorn. We will become a mighty oak tree. And each one of you guys who go to work, there's that 4-letter word again. Doc, it's your birthday, bro. Sorry. I had to use the 4-letter word. You got to go to work. You got to go to work now like you've never worked before in your life. You got to go to work. Guys, last night, the University of Georgia beat TCU. Yes, I'm going to say it. I have to say it out loud, right? 65-7. It was a whooping. It wasn't even like a ball game. It was just exciting. I was on the winning team, right? So that was more exciting because of that, right? Me and Mark and Chad and all the guys in Georgia were like texting back and forth, and it was exciting. But if you look at what happened in that team and what happened this season, they're undefeated. They went 15 games and then they won a championship without losing once. And the reason they did it was because they have a phenomenal recruiting program. It all comes down to recruiting. It all comes down to building. I don't care how good you are, and some of you guys are really good. I don't care how smart you are, and some of you guys are really smart. Good news is I don't care how dumb you are, and some of you, I'm just kidding. Right? It doesn't matter. It's a matter the people that you attract, the people that you bring on, and how you build that championship team. And how we build a championship team. So anyways, guys, we're going international, and it's just a matter of inking the deal, and pretty much a done deal at this point. And then the other thing that we're going to do is that debt consolidation through mortgages, and that's coming on this quarter. We're working on that. Valerie's heading that with John and Chase and a few people, and we're putting that together, and that'll be a little bit later on in this quarter, but that'll be Q1 2023. And we built it. And we always say, build it and they will come. Now it's up to you guys to go out of there and build it. So having said that, and like I said, I was going to be quiet, and now I just take up half of the call or the whole call. Shit. Very important. Let me pass it over. But I needed to share with you guys and cast a vision and share with you guys what we've been working on, because we did go radio silent, right? And I needed to do that. Some of you guys have been calling me, and a bunch of people have been, trying to get time with me, and it's been difficult, right? Because we're putting together this amazing game plan. But I wanted to go back to fundamentals, and the biggest fundamental is what Valerie's going to bring to you guys tonight. Okay. The biggest fundamental is, I don't care how much we have all these programs and this and that and the other, make sure that you're doing your job. Make sure that you're a true crusader. Make sure that everybody on your phone gets a call and has a conversation with you about taking care of their family. So without further ado, I'm going to kick it over to the great state of Florida and our senior field underwriter, who really is phenomenal, in my opinion. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to brag on her a little bit. I'm excited because she's always been my right hand, right? But I never really saw her in the field and developing product knowledge and stuff like that, because that was never her stick, right? She was always like the CFO. She was always taking care of, holding down the house. mostly making sure I don't get in trouble and stuff like that. But when I went on the ground, because I had to, because of the non-compete, she really stepped up and stepped on a big way, closed hundreds and thousands of deals and just helped so many people get the right product and really got a working knowledge of this industry like no other. And I'm not only excited to call her my life partner, and truly an amazing individual, but within the realm of this business, truly one of the best in the industry. So taking it over to the great state of Florida, really just outside of this door, but Miss Valerie Torres, your call, ma'am.
Thank you for that introduction. You always make me blush. I'm so lucky. And I don't know how I'm gonna follow your excitement. We are really truly very excited about the stuff that's coming down the line. Alina and Ismael were with us all day today. And it really is truly very exciting. And I can't wait till everybody kind of knows more about it. However, we did decide to make this call about the basics. And so we're gonna go over just a couple of things. One is our underwriting worksheet, which all of you are familiar with, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. Let me open. Can I share my screen yet? Hold on. Let me see if y'all can see my screen. Can y'all see my screen? Yes? Awesome. First, let me try to make this controls a little bit smaller. First, I'm going to go over our underwriting worksheet. This is in the back office. I'm going to make sure that it is because our back office has been a little wonky lately. This is basically for new agents, old agents. I created this from like everything that we've always used to try to gather information from our client. And this is everything you're going to need to know what they qualify for, what's best for them, and what you're going to need. Even if like maybe it doesn't close tonight and you're going to go back to the house a second day or whatever the case may be, this is a great way to just keep all of the information in one spot. And it's easy to read. I think it's very, functional and an efficient way to keep the information. So you have for two people, usually spouses, right? Their basic information like name, date of birth. You are going to ask about the driving record. This is very important. A lot of people forget to talk about this in that initial kind of interview process and then come to think, once you're in the application, oh yeah, I had my license suspended. That's going to be a decline. You need to talk about that earlier on. So also, what do they currently have, right? If they've ever been declined. Also, do they have a will? That's something that we may not talk about in the first appointment, but definitely once you set up any coverage for them, if they don't have a will, you need to have that conversation because otherwise you're helping them on one way, but you're not doing the full job, right? You need to set them up so that that family is truly protected if something happens to them. Then we have medication, surgeries. The conditioning year is important. A lot of people have medications that they take for different things because some medications are, used for multiple ailments. So you want to know what they take it for and since when they've been taking it. So that's important as well, especially some of the waiting periods for some of the policies. And then lastly, on the bottom is more of their income and if they have any other sources of income. And this is kind of for the advanced market stuff too, annuities and for the IULs. On the bottom, we put the mortgage balance and equity. That's mostly coming on board with the debt elimination using mortgages. It's also because mortgage protection is tied, a life insurance product tied to that mortgage. So you want to know if you fill out everything in the sheet, you should be good to go as far as providing them a good assessment of what they're going to need life insurance wise. So again, this is in the back office. It's a one pager. I recommend that you have
where it is in the back office, please, just to make sure that there's no stone unturned tonight. I wanted them to.
I will, but let me just round back. Because actually I'm not logged in right now. If you want to log in on your side, but let me just go into the prosperity next because we're kind of in a hurry now. Okay, so prosperity is our go-to for term right now. You're not seeing that. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me open up that. Sorry. How do I get rid of the controls in the middle of the thing? There we go. Okay, I'm going to log out a second. It's insuranceadmin.com. This is their benchmark portal. So this is where everything gets done from contracting to the e-app. It's a basic website, but it does the job. I was going to show you a few of their flyers and applications, but I downloaded them. So let me see, I have some of them here. Let me start with the family. They have 3 products. So let me slow down. They have 3 main products. They have the Family Freedom Term, which is going to be our go-to. It is a non-medical term up to 500,000. It has living benefits up to 100%. These are the issue ages and the term options. So they have the 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year option. It is renewable. So it's really a very well put together product. It's very competitive price-wise. So we've been able to cover people that had Primerica policies that were medical policies with cheaper coverage through Prosperity, which is not an easy feat because sometimes with the non-medical, we know it's pricier. So I think I covered why we love them. Oh, and the other thing that we like is that it's an instant decision. It's a live application. What that means is that as you're doing the application, they're going to be checking the MIB and their driving record and all their records so that by the end of the application, they will make a decision. So they will get issued pretty much instantly, unless there's something that they need to go to underwriting. And that should be very few cases, you're going to get an instant decision. So they're going to get covered right away. And if they don't get coverage because something's like off, like we have a client now that she's just a little bit high on the height and weight chart. She's in the height and weight chart, but she's a little on the high side for the weight. They'll just withdraw the application. So they won't give you a decline, which is important because if they have that decline, then it's harder to get them coverage somewhere else, right? So that's why we're going to go to them first, because they have all the check marks that we want to get them fast, easy, instant coverage up to 500,000. And if for whatever reason they cannot get coverage with them, then we can go ahead and shop around maybe a GPM Classic 2 if they have some health issues. Maybe you want it if they have a final expense as well. So maybe you'd want to go to Move for that or whatever the case may be, but you can go to them first. So that's their Family Freedom Term. That's up to 500,000. They also have the Prime Term. This is their new Vista. This is actually their final expense. They have a final expense. I believe it's up to 30,000. And then they have a Prime Term, which is a term policy. This is big for those that do final expense. This is a term for older people, so yeah, from age 40 to 80. So it is available term and it's renewable. But it's cheaper than a final expense that is a whole life because it's still a term policy. So initially it's a 20-year term that is renewable, but they have the price of a term at a later age. Does that make sense? So it is an option for people that maybe they can't afford to get a whole life, even if at a final expense. Okay. And it's from 5,000 to 30,000. And like I said, the new Vista is their final expense, which is also very competitive in their rates. So it's a good option for final expense. This is a new Vista. Let me see. The other thing I wanted to show you for the Family Freedom Term, this is in their back office. They have an application knockout PDF that I suggest. It's actually not in our back office yet. I actually have to add it because our Prosperity clicker thing got deleted for some reason. So we have to find out what happened there. But it tells you all the medical conditions and how long, if it's in this list, or if it happened within the time period that they give you, they're not insurable with this product. So it tells you off the bat what you're looking for. So if they tell you, oh, I had a stroke, like, okay, how long ago was that stroke? If the stroke was more than 5 years ago, you're okay. You can write them a Family Freedom Term. Okay, so you just need to look at what the time frame is and the medical condition, and then you can go into the application. So it makes it really easy on this underwriting for you as the agent. Okay. There's one more thing I wanted to show you, and I know Armando is going to want to talk about this at the end. The Family Freedom Term is an e-app, and they have a step-by-step PDF as well. So this will be in the back office. It has all of the agent information that you need, like the riders and all that stuff. This is the application decline conditions, the same thing that I just showed you, but in a better, kind of more concise way. And then you can actually, if you go here, it actually tells you how to write it, like what you're clicking step by step. So it's very simple. You just follow this. You should not get lost. I am going to show you the where to go for the EAP though on their website. Okay. You're muted, hun. Are you talking? And lastly, I know Armando wants to talk about their sales bonus. So if you go into their back office, you're going to have their sales tool. This is where you would quote. And again, these are the 3 products. For example, a family freedom term. Does someone want to give me some, like a potential person, or you want me to just, I could just pick like a
46 female.
perfect 46 female, non-tobacco.
Yeah, exactly.
How much coverage?
Yeah, let's do 300.
Perfect.
And for 30 years.
Okay. It might not go, well, it should go to 30. They have the accidental death. So it does have that, it can double the coverage. It has waiver premium, the children's term as well. Let's choose a state. I'm going to choose Florida just because I'm here. And the monthly. You can also save their name because it'll show it in the quote, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
And here we go.
Wow.
So the monthly term, I mean, the monthly premium is 127
That's cheap.
for 300,000 at 46.
Yeah.
With living benefits. That's not bad. It gives you the quarterly and the annual anyway, but, and then if you download it, you can print it and give it to your client as well. And you can save them and have the list as well. Now,
is
if
it
you
in
go,
New Jersey? Sorry.
you know,
Valerie.
no, you're fine, Erica. You know, I don't think they have the family freedom term in New Jersey.
No, Jesus.
I know New Jersey is one of those
All right, man,
difficult
tiene que marcar-
states. Oh yeah, they do. Yay!
They do.
They do.
Oh, they do. They do. No, no, no. Let me see. Click, 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 click. I want to see. I want to see. That's
New
me.
Jersey. New
I
Jersey.
spoke. I spoke too
So ¿cuánto
soon.
vale?
The
Okay,
price
good,
isn't
good.
changed. It's
127.
just the disclosures and things like that, but the price didn't
Awesome.
change.
Okay, perfect.
Yay!
Hey, Jersey,
Nice,
let's go build it.
finally.
I know, right?
Okay, guys, thank you.
You're
Question.
welcome. Yes.
When you download the PIS, it used to have some funky wording at the bottom. Do you have a second to download it just to see if it's still
Sure.
working, please?
Yes. I think, okay, here we go. Which one was the wording? I remember someone having an issue with, was it with this one or was it with the final expense?
No, no, no.
It was with this one?
It was with this one. See, right underneath that section there about net payment cost index and all that sort. I tried having them to see if they can remove that. Because I actually
Right.
I had an analytical individual see this quote and he just like went off like, what do you mean? Anyway.
Well, yeah, and basically this does not have a cash value, so it doesn't have a surrender cost necessarily. What they're trying to show you here is what is their guaranteed price in year 10 and year 20 is not going to change, which basically means it's going to be level for the entire time.
Okay.
That's
Thank
what's
you.
really saying there. If it was a final expense the whole life, it would have a surrender amount because it does have some cash value. But I don't know why they have it there on a term. You're right. It is confusing, but that's basically what they're saying is that it's level for the whole time.
Okay, that's what I needed to know is how to explain it. So in case
Oh, okay. Sure.
anybody else runs up against the same scenario, hopefully this helps them.
Yeah, you're not going to have that many that are going to read the entire thing like that. Most people are concerned with the pricing, but yes, there are a few that are analyticals. They do want to read every portion of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then for the application, now this is important. It is an application through Aptical, which is a live application. You do have a separate login for your Aptical. So you have to log in. It's going to give you, for example, when you first get your approval from Prosperity, they're going to give you a code and that code is your username. And then you can create your own password. If you do not have it, you lost it, whatever the case may be, you can call the agent support line and they will give it to you. And here it really is as simple as opening new application. You are going to click down on the company. They do, Forrester's also uses Aptical. So on ours, it does show Forrester. So you be sure that you're writing with the right company. Excuse me. And with Prosperity, what's important to note, because it happened to me, is that they both say EAP, but this one says remote EAP. Listen to me carefully. You want the remote EAP because if you choose the term EAP, you're going to need them to physically sign the application live, like even if it's on the computer, So it's not going to do the email signature, whereas the remote e-app does the email signature, which is a lot easier and it's secure. It sends them the email, they open, they click it, signature, and it goes into the system. So just be very aware that whichever of the e-apps you choose the remote e-app, unless you are physically sitting with someone and you want them to sign it on your tablet, which that may be the case. But if you're on Zoom or you're on the phone, whatever it may be, you need to use the remote e-app. Okay. Once you choose it, it's going to ask you for the state. And it's going to ask me again to click this. Why did it go away? Hello? That's because it changed this too. Don't have your autofills on, by the way, guys. I always have to turn it on and off, and I didn't turn it on off before the call. You're going to have to actually do the rate calculator before it lets you go into the e-app. So you're going to do the same thing that you did before. This was our last client. You're going to put all the stuff that you need, and it'll tell you what the rate is before it lets you go through. No. What else? Why is it not letting me go through?
Smoker.
Non-smoker, thank you. It's still not letting me go through though.
Yeah, you can talk, Ali.
Okay, good. There we go. It's 136. You can save it, but then it'll let you go through to next. And once you click on next, they have to consent to do the e-signature. If you're on the phone with them, click yes. And then it'll let you go through to the next questions. Another important thing, once you put in all their information, they're going to ask them to do two signatures. It's a two-signature process, which most of the carriers are going to, because the first one is for their HIPAA disclosure signature. So once you put on all this, you see how it says disclosure e-sign before you get into all the rest of the application. So there is a little bit of a pause there. You have to put in their email, send them the disclosure, the HIPAA. They do have to sign it. And once they sign it, it opens up the rest of the application. And then once the rest of it is filled out, at the end, you're going to have a second set of signatures. And after you put in the payment, all that stuff. Okay. Any questions on this? I'm not going to go through there because we're going to be here forever, but any questions on the e-application?
So I'm going to tell you guys what I've told, I think, 5 people in the past few days. The number one easiest way to learn this business is to get a human being in front of you. Okay. You can start by quoting yourself. That would be the first place I would do. I would do an underwriting sheet on yourself and I would quote yourself. Right. But number 2 is start calling people that are friends and family. And you could either use 2 options. Number 1, hey, listen, I'm new to the business. I'm being trained and I need to get some training sales. Whether you buy something or not, it doesn't matter. I just need to sit down with you guys and show you what we do. Right. You sit down with them, you show them the house. But Valerie, can you pull up the house, please, and your underwriting sheet, the back office real quick?
No, sure.
You're going to sit down with them, you're going to show them the house, and you're going to do an underwriting sheet. Valerie's going to show you right now exactly where to go in your back office. So everybody here tonight, you can go out and write business. Because tonight, she's going to show you where to find the house, which is in our back office, right? The little house that we have there. I know it's basic, and Amber and Valerie are going to work on, putting the one with all the graphics and the beautifulness together, right? But you're going to show them the house because you're going to show people, hey, this is what we do, guys. We put together your financial house, starting with the foundation, right? Let me quote you out. Let me show you that for $126 a month, right, Erica? We can take care of you and your family. In case you're not here tomorrow, we can take care of you and your family. While she's pulling that up, I want you guys to take notes on this. I'm going to give you the quickest, easiest way to sell life insurance. Ready? If I tell you there's a house, there's the car, and there's a tree, right? And you can actually draw it out. I draw out a house, I draw out a little car, and I draw out a tree. My crazy elementary drawing. In which order would you insure these 3 items? Right? What would you say? Most people say, I'm going to insure the house, I'm going to insure the car, and I'm going to insure the tree. But if we turn around and we say, okay, listen, that's great. But if that tree every Friday, hello, every Friday, that tree drops a bunch of $100 bills, and that pays for the house, that pays for the car, that pays for all your bills. Now, in which order do you insure them? And everybody says the tree. And you put down your pen, and you put down, and you do the most dramatic thing you can. You be like, you are that tree, right? And then you go into showing them the house. So Valerie, can you show them a second where they can find the house and where they can find the underwriting worksheet? This is your back office, guys. Everybody should be familiar with this, app.powerhousefin.com. We did move to the APP. I know some of you guys are still going to the www. The www takes you to the forward facing. If it does, just click on the right top, click into your log out back office. But app.powerhousefin is your back office. Valerie, can you click on the business tools?
Business tools, resources, agent in-home kit. We have a client presentation back here. We have the house and the decreasing responsibility and Rule 72 2-page. And then here is your underwriting worksheet. These are like the 3 basic things that you would need in the home. We have put in things in here and taken out things out of here.
But this is what you need. This is what you need.
Yeah, we don't want to confuse people. We had at one point like 10 different things in here. But really, you don't really need. If you're sitting with someone, you can either use the PowerPoint or you can use the 2-pager, which is the house and just the theory of decreasing responsibility, which we're all familiar with, and then the underwriting worksheet. That's really all you need.
So I would have you guys print out 10 of them and have it with you. The client doesn't need to fill this out. You need to fill this out.
Right. This is your worksheet.
This is your worksheet. And then what you're going to do is, once you're an expert, you've done this 5, 10, 20 times with Valerie or one of your RVPs or whoever your upline is, and you've done with them, whoever's your field underwriter, right? You can do it on your own. You're still going to do it because you want to have that data. You cannot make assumptions, guys. Just because somebody looks healthy doesn't mean they're healthy. Some people don't look that healthy and they're healthy like an ox, right? You can't make assumptions, right? Get this information. That's going to make you a professional when you're asking the right questions, right? So you're going to get this information, fill it out. Initially, everybody in this call tonight, you are going to fill this out. You're going to take a picture of it and you're going to send it to your upline RVP. Okay? Your upline RVP is going to help you identify which product. Right now, we're just going to be working with prosperity, right? If by any reason that person doesn't match up with the prosperity criteria, then your RVP is going to help you, identify a GPM product or an AMM product or something else. But in the immediate right now, Valerie or Amber, Mark or Andres, Mark Molonex, any one of the RVPs will be able to help you identify the product. And if they can't help you, they're going to reach out to Valerie. Valerie is the end all at the US level right now. Alina will be the end all at the international level. But the concept is you're going to be helping your people identify which product, but they all comes down to you got to have this filled out. Okay. You fill it out, you take a picture of it and you text it to your upline RVP. Hey, Valerie, tomorrow at 2:00, I'm going to be meeting with this client. This is what it looks like. Or I'm meeting with them right now, right? If you're going to be meeting with them tomorrow at 2:00, hey, Valerie, I'm going to be meeting with this client tomorrow at 2:00. Can you be on standby in case, I need you? And basically she'll be on standby. You're going to send it to her and I tell you, okay, go with, prosperity term or go with the final expense or whatever, blah, 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 right? But this is step 1. So write down on your notes, step 1, underwriting worksheet.
I just want to add, sometimes we've had clients, actually, I just wrote someone on December 31st that when this is an old client of ours. So, it's not a typical thing, but the first time that I talked about her getting her daughter coverage, because her daughter just had a new baby, it was in August or September. And so if you have this, notice there's no sensitive information on here, no, like Social Security, anything like that. So you can have this and just file it away for yourself, because you don't want to ask the client again, like, oh, what was the date of birth again? Or what was this? What was that? Because then you don't look like you were paying attention. You know what you're doing. And that I've had this happen to me several times, that people call you up, oh, I'm ready now. Can we do blah, blah, blah? And you're like, sure, I have my, I have my worksheet. I have all the information that I need because we already talked about that. Unless something changed, which usually it doesn't from month to month, you have all this. So it's really a helpful guide for you.
So there's an app on your phone that you can download. It's called Cam Scan. I highly recommend that you do that. And then you label it with the person's name and their date of birth, right? That way you can reference back to that, and it'll be in your Cam Scan, like Valerie's saying, all of your clients for the year, right? It'll be on your phone. But this is the most important piece of information. I don't care if you're brand new today, your ink is not dry on your license, right? This is the sheet that you need to have with you. You need to have 10 of them with you at all time. Cam Scan, correct. You need to have it with you at all time. Fill it out, Cam Scan it, and then send it to your upline RVP. Okay, that is step one. Then step two is to go to the website where Prosperity is at, right? And what's that website again, Valerie, just for everybody to know?
It's insuranceadmin.com.
Insuranceadmin.com. If you are not yet contracted with Prosperity, you are sending an email ASAP, NAACP, to contracting@powerhousefin.com, right? You're sending an email contracting@powerhousefin.com. Say, I need Prosperity now, right?
Also, we love that they're very quick with their processing of new agents. Like it's usually within 48 hours, you get an approval and you get access to this back office. So that's another reason why we're really liking them.
Yeah. Can you pull up the
sales bonus? Yep.
Yeah, that's
I knew you were going there.
See that? You see that? It's almost like ESPN.
Let me go down here. 10% bonus starting. It's just start. And by the way, they lowered the amount. Look at that, Armando.
Right. So guys, watch this. I want to go over this flyer. I'm going to email it to everybody tomorrow. Listen to this. Listen to this. Valerie and I and Amber and Andres and Alina and Mark and all the RVPs, right? We're always constantly figuring out how can we make this better? How can we motivate people? How can we get them excited? I don't know what excites you, but money is the root of all excitement around here. Money is the root of all evil. Whoever said that didn't have any money, right? No, money. So what bonus can I run? What contest can I run? Can I get you a little spa? Can I get you a nice dinner? Can I get you a massage? Can I get you? It all comes down to money. So watch this. And leaders, and if you're not a leader, you're going to be a leader because you're here to build a business, right? This doesn't come out of your pocket. This is exciting. The company will pay you above and beyond your bonus, above and beyond your commission, the bonuses. So let's say you are brand spanking new, the ink hasn't dried on your license. You came in, you start at a 60% contract here, which is a lot better than everywhere else, right? At Primerica it was 25% contract. So here you're starting at a 60% contract. If you're brand spanking new. And they're saying, so I'm going to have to take out the calculator because I used to use 30,000. Now they're saying 25,000. So
yeah, it was 30,000 last year. So they lowered it. That's better.
25,000 times 0.6. That means that you're making a $15,000 commission over the next 3 months, January, February, March. On top of that, you make a 10% bonus. So that's 25,000. So that's 2,500. So if you did just the very basic minimum, you're brand new today, and you started writing this business today, and you did 25,000 between now and March 31st, you're going to earn $17,500 in addition to everything else that you're doing right now. Now, folks, I know a lot of you guys have day jobs and a lot of you guys are making good money in your day jobs, right? This is a start. I want everybody in this team to be laser focused on earning a bonus because that's a minimum bonus. I'm going to take this to the next level, and I'm going to ask you guys to write this down on your piece of paper because I want you to see it in Spanish we say puño y letra, right? In your ink and paper, right? I want to see you do it so you can see it, what I'm talking about. Let's say you get to RVP status and you're at 100%. That means that whatever you personally write, you make 100% commission, right? As an RVP, and I'm going to use 30,000. I'm going to continue to use 30,000. I'm going to share with you guys. Forget about the 25,000 because there will be some stuff that may get withdrawn, some stuff that may go non-issue, and you don't want to freaking miss it by $1. Don't be that guy, right? So let's shoot for 30,000 as a minimum number, right? So that we have a little bit of margin of error. If you're an RVP and you 30,000 on your pen, you lead from the front, 100% contract, right? Write this down. 30,000, 100% contract. You made $30,000 in commission. A 10% bonus of the 30,000, you made $3,000. So you made $33,000 on your pen this quarter. Hasta ahí estamos bien, right? We're excited about that. Now you led from the front and you got a few chargers, crusaders, people that are heeding to our message tonight. People that are saying, you know what, 2023 is time to take my business serious. I really want to develop anal glaucoma this year. I want to fire my boss, right? Anal glaucoma, I don't see my butt coming back to work here, right? And you get 10 people to raise the flag with you and charge the hill with you and become crusaders with you. And they get after it. They're going to call their friends and family. They're going to call leads. They're going to call whatever it takes for them to do 30,000. Write this down. I didn't do the graphic because I want you to see it in your pen and paper. If you got 10 people doing that, 10 people doing that, 30 times 10 is 300,000. They all made their money. Let's say that they're at the 60% contract. Hey, let's say that they're at the 60% contract. Right? That means that you have a 40% spread. A 40% spread, folks. A 40% spread on 300,000. What's that?
$120,000.
$120,000 this quarter. Heck, let's say they moved up the ranks and you only have a 20% spread. Let's say you have a 20% spread. They got to 80 and you're at 100. $60,000. $60,000. Write it down. Write it down on your pen and paper. $60,000 in overrides. Plus you made $33,000 in your commissions and bonus. What's 33 plus 60? Y'all know I got a PhD, right? Public high school diploma, Miami-Dade County represent.
83.
$93,000 in quarter one. Well, if you could do that in quarter one, can you get 10 more people to do it in quarter two? And on those people, let's say that that's part of your team, and there's only a 10% override there. Listen, I'm going to say this as humbly, and please, if anybody takes offense to this, you can go fly a kite. No, just kidding. If you don't make at least $250,000 to $500,000 this year, it's because you didn't go to work. Am I clear on that? I that wasn't too rough, right? And I'm just talking about prosperity, guys. If you do not make between $250,000 and $500,000 minimum this year, is because you did not listen to the message tonight. You did not subscribe to the crusade. You did not buy in, and that's okay. But this is a $250,000 to $1 million this is $1 million game plan. It truly is $1 million game plan. But for sure, between 250 and 500,000. You guys see that? Do you see that, or am I going crazy here? Do y'all see that? What I'm talking about? And I'm talking about, guys. Your guys are doing 10 deals a month. right? That's 2 deals a week. That's part-time. That's super part-time, right? It does include the 4-letter word of work. Valerie, can you lower that? Scroll down just a little bit. I want to make sure that they get all the. Listen, policies
That's the
must be
end.
settled and remain active through the free look period. Right? Go up one little bit, just a little bit. To qualify, the agent must have a minimum $25,000 in annualized settled premium during the qualification period. And watch this, please watch this, because I literally am about to throw up of excitement. No maximum. There's no maximum. We're talking about a 30,000, but if you get out there and you do 30,000 a month, and you do 100,000 this year, this quarter, that's a $10,000 bonus, right? Your team goes after, they do 100,000, right? Times 10, that's $1 million, and a 20% spread on $1 million. That's a $200,000 override. The numbers are stupid, guys. I'm telling you that we get offered businesses all the time, left, right, all over the place, right? Last year we did a couple of runs with different products, right? And it was exciting and it was Kool-Aid, right? And it was a lot of like rah rah. But this year, I'm gonna have you write this down as the last note. HABU, HABU, highest and best use. Guys, this is the cash flow year. This is the cash year. Highest and best use of your time needs to be dedicated to where you can make the most amount of dollars. Point blank, period. Call the fat lady, bring down the curtain, game over. That's what we got to do. We're going to go on a crusade. We're going to help families, but we're going to get you and your team paid. I don't have any other bonuses. I don't have no massages. I don't have no flights on my private plane or none of the other crap that other people are doing, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many flights you can take on somebody's private plane,
Yes.
or how many Rolexes they have. It doesn't matter. You know what matters is how much cash goes into your bank account. That's what you can control. And how you control that is by your activities. And I'm telling you right now, I know that this phone weighs 1,000 pounds, but it doesn't weigh 1,000 pounds if you understand our crusade. It doesn't weigh 1,000 pounds if you're calling your sister, your mother, your brother, your cousin, people that you love, people that go to your church, people that go to your school, people that go, that you know intimately, that you know their family, that you know their spouse, that you know those kids. We are the future heroes of those widows and orphans, or widowers and orphans. Do your job. Last thing here is February. Valerie confused me because I was saying February 11th, and then she turns around and tells me I don't know what she tells me, but yeah, it is February 11th. Okay, good. Guys, mark your calendars for February 11th. We will have the exact venue locked in the next couple of days here, but it will be in Orlando, Florida, or somewhere around Orlando, Florida. So plan on being in the Orlando, Florida area. We have Mr. Philip Hudgens, my mentor. The guy, guys, understand, when I bring my mentors to the table, I understand that they may sound different than most of your friends and family members, and I get it, right? But Philip sold his share of NAA for $35 million because he was personally making around $600,000, $700,000 a month, right? True, tested individual in the field. He's not going to come show you his Rolex or how cool he is. He's going to come talk to you about what to do to build your business. We're going to have you guys, the leaders, that come up, right? And I'm using that word lightly, right? Because this is the year that we're going to prove it, right? It's time to prove it. It's time to show that you are the leader, that you are the producer, that you are the person that God destined you to be, right? And you know who you are. And there might be some personal development that needs to be happening right now, but we're gonna showcase people that are doing the do, right? those of you guys who are building, those of you guys who are producing, those of you guys who are helping families, right? I'm going to showcase you guys in that. So that weekend, we're going to have a leadership dinner on Friday night. So, we plan on being there. And then we're going to have an event. And it's not going to be a 900-hour event of just rah and crap, right? This is going to be a content event. You're going to have a notebook full of notes, actionable steps that you can walk out there and go build a business. So February 10th and 11th, plan on being in Orlando, Florida, and we will have registration links open at hotels and all that stuff here in the next couple of days. We were working on the actual venue, locking it in, and we want to make sure that it's something that it's accessible to everybody. Okay, so if you're flying in, we got Amber flying in from Colorado. I know some of you guys are coming in from Georgia, some of you guys from Michigan, from New Jersey. Those of you guys from New York, you may need a special passport. We don't like you guys right now, but it's cool. We might let you in. But Amber's like, oh man, he went there. I had to put my son. Those of you guys from Florida, you're good to go. But listen, all joking aside, this is going to be our year if you put in the work. Okay, and I know that it's hard. I know that you have your day jobs. I know that you have your boss beating on you all day, and at the end of the day, you're tired. I get it. But you're building something for yourself. You're building your agency. You're building your business. You're building your brand. You're putting money in your bank account. I don't know how else to help you other than give you every possible tool for you to go out there and build it big. Plant your flag, raise the flag of the crusade, go help those future widows and orphans, and make it happen in a big way. That's my time for tonight. We are going to have our calls coming back on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be our weekly standing call. We will have every week, we'll have some kind of carrier spotlight so that we're training and giving content, not rah-rah. I ain't come here to rah-rah. You can't pay nothing with rah-rah. You can't pay your mortgage, you can't pay your car. We're going to teach you exactly what needs to be done. Make sure you're getting your teammates on these calls on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Love you guys. Have a good night. I am going to stay for a few seconds for those of you guys who are live, but for those of you guys watching the recording, see you later. Those of you guys live, your call. The call. So everybody who needs contracting with prosperity, send an email to contracting@powerhousefin.com. Contracting@powerhousefin.com. Send Valerie an email. Her team will send out whatever documents you need to get contracted with Prosperity or with any other carrier. Okay.